What up? How's it going? Welcome back to another video. And so for this one, I'm gonna make it kind of short. I'm gonna talk about this photo that I edited here of my beautiful wife. She she doesn't like this photo, but I think it looks cool, and I might be putting it on Instagram. Maybe we'll see. Well, anyway, I already went and edited this, and I didn't think about making a video until afterwards. So I'll show you guys the before, and this is how the after. And I mean the before color looked pretty cool, but I feel like this photo was giving black and white. So yeah, I ended up going with black and white. And then on the color profiles, I ended up going with hold up, let me. There it is. I went with my camera Chrome. And for those that don't know, these profiles, they have. Oops. What's going on here? Hold up, hold up. There we are. They have, these are all my favorite ones, but so the Adobe, color profiles. So this is just whatever Adobe settings, I guess. And then camera matching would be whatever, however it looks on your camera. And I should probably start that one as well as a favorite. Uh, but yeah, normally, I mean, standard, I believe, would be. I don't know if it's standard or neutral. It might be standard, the one that, that's how it would be straight out of camera. Monochrome, obviously, black and white. And then I started with obviously exposure. Went up a little bit on the exposure, a little bit on the contrast, highlights, brought back the shadows a little bit. The whites I put them up a little bit, and the blacks I brought them down, make it a little more blacker. And I mean those are the changes that these settings made. Which I mean it looks pretty good even if it was all at zero. But I like how it looks right here. And actually I think I'm gonna probably put a mask right here and bring up the reflection of her hair. We'll see right now. And then on the S curve, it's not. I mean, people say it should make an S, but as far as the colors, I liked how it was. This one, when you bring this up and this down, it kind of gives it that flat, like yeah, I guess that flat look. Watch, gives it that. I mean, some people would call it cinematic, right? I don't call it cinematic. It gives it that flat, non-gloss. And I mean, it looks really good like this as well. But I feel like that flat look just gives it more character. And the highlights, mid-tones, shadows, dark tones over here. This is where I thought what looked good on this photo, so I ended up going with these. Excuse me. And then the colors, the temperature was I think 4500. Brought it down a bit, and the color grading. I went through the shadows, kind of gave it like more of a bluish look, I guess. Um, I mean neutral looks really good too, but I feel like this blue gives a little more character, right? And then the midtones also gives it a little bit more color. Highlights I ended up going back down with the blues. Just give it a little more color. Oh, what did I do? Oh, there it goes. And then on the effects, brought up the texture a little bit of clarity, brought down the dehaze, and then I added quite a bit of grain. Um, yeah, I felt like grain. And I normally don't use grain, but I felt like the grain just, I don't know, it just really brought. I keep saying character, but yeah, it adds character to this photo. Really like the green. This is how it would look without it. Looks pretty polished, but the grain, I don't know, just something about that grain that looks really good. And then yeah, I added a little bit of the size to it and just a little bit of the roughness, just to give it that extra texture. And then on detail, I brought up the sharpening, a little bit of the radius detail, and the masking. And then, as far as the masking, I just got whatever, so that it wasn't all blown out like this. So, because normally when you add sharpness, it does it to the whole photo, and then you mask it to where you want it to be, and then it kind of just adds a sharpening to that. And yeah, so I had it at 69. Didn't denoise it. The photo itself, like originally, didn't have a lot of noise. It has a little bit, but just, not enough to where it was giving me any, I don't know, any reason to denoise. And then I added grain, so kind of, I feel like it would defeat the purpose. And then, I could, see if it would, it kind of does clean it up a bit, but I just feel like, obviously you're not going to turn it up all the way like that, but I feel like it's a little too polished. I like the rougher look for this. Just, yeah, it looks really good. And optics, these are always selected on my photos. Masking. Oh, come on. And they're going with the mask right here. Brought down the exposure. Went up a little bit on the contrast, highlights. Brought the shadows down, blacks down, the whites up. That's what it would look like without the adjustments. And then on this side, brought down I did bring down the exposure a little bit. Went up in the whites, a little on the shadows, contrast. And then, this was before, this is after. And then on her face, right here, I think I brought down the highlights. Yep, that was the main thing I focused on. This is a before. You can't really tell, but there was a slight change. And then on her eyeball, just kind of brought a little more color to it because it was a little dark. So, and she has brown eyes. And yeah, that's let me see what else. The crop. Just did a 3x2 crop, kind of just strained it out a little bit. And I was thinking of bringing the crop in, but I don't know. I feel like her face is centered right here, and I don't know. It just 3x2 crop at the full crop like this looks really good. I think, in my opinion, for this photo. Normally I do like 3x2, and I'll flip it for those vertical shots. But then I don't like that it cuts off her hair, right? So I ended up not doing that. And then I also do the 5x4s for Instagram, but I think right now on Instagram you can use 3x2s, but I'm not too sure. I'll see whenever I upload this photo. But 5x4 works too. I could always come back and use that. But for now, I'm gonna stick with the 3x2. And yeah, we'll get this 5 rating. And yeah, my wife, I mean, she wasn't too happy about uploading this on Instagram. Well, she doesn't want me to, but I am anyway. Just because I think it's a great photo and it looks good. Let me add some of that. A little bit of that highlight. Yeah, I think that looks good. Yeah, this is pretty much steps that I did for this photo. Didn't really do any no removing, no denoise. Just straight edits, black and white. And yeah, I do want to start making more videos like this. Obviously, I do want to make the videos where I start from beginning to end. But obviously today, I I wasn't thinking about it, and I finished the edit, and I started doing other things, and I came back to it, and I was like, you know what, maybe I should make a video. So, yep, and yeah, next time. I mean, I do have a couple photos that I want to work on. Some of them obviously are repeats. I already made a video on this one. And then the next one I do want to work on is, excuse me, this one right here. And yeah, so maybe sometime this week or next week I'll have a video on this. And yeah, hopefully, I could teach something while I'm editing. If not, I mean, it doesn't matter, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, I mean, that's it for today. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.